Oh, let's talk natural hair, shall we? Everybody don't know how to do natural hair. They surely don't. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for episode 2, season 1 of To Catch a Beautician. Okay, so Johnny and Tamar deal with a woman, Adele. Adele is an actress. She was a child actress. She's now an adult actress. And I'm sorry, Adele is not the actress. Cherry is the actress. Adele is the hairdresser. Adele, I'm just going to say flat out before we even get started, ain't no need me even taking y'all around the mulberry bush and building up the suspense. Adele is a shitty hairdresser. I'm sorry, but she's horrible. Listen, Cherry has natural hair, okay? And Adele don't know what she's doing. She just don't. That's all that's to it. She's just not a good hairdresser. I believe she know how to do something or other, but I don't know. Maybe it's working with wigs or something. I don't know. Listen, let's just go ahead. Okay, so Cherry experienced losing hair. Okay, that's a no-no from the door. It don't matter what went on. If hair was lost in the process, then it falls on the hairdresser. It falls on the hairdresser because you've either done something wrong in application or there's something you missed in consultation, because those are the things that actually happen when there's hair loss. Either there's something I didn't ask you and you didn't tell me, or you lied about something. See, if you lied about something and then we did something to the hair and it came out, that's one thing. But if I didn't ask you, then that's a problem. That's something that I did in consultation. And just hair falling out. Child, listen. This one, the burden falls on old Adele. Old Adele might want to look for a job down to the post office because hair ain't it. Child, she's giving me Pinky Tuscadera beauty school dropout tease. Anyway, so what she's been accused of was too much heat. Okay? Too much heat. And because she basically got flat ironed out. She got flat ironed out into like a really soft, well, she went like a real soft wave situation going on. And like I said, she's natural. So she said that Adele was spraying hairspray while she was curling. So that set up a red flag. I said, what? How do you spray hairspray while you're curling? Now, I mean, I know when we're doing like spirals and stuff like that, or freeze curls or anything like that, you actually spray before, and then you spray it and then you give it a chance to dry. It's going to dry some, and then you go ahead and curl, but not actually like spraying as you're curling. Like, what kind of... It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me at all. And she said, I can hear my hair frying and crackling, and I'm like, the only hairstyle that I can think of right off the top of my head where frying and crackling is part of what you're doing is freeze curls. And I don't think anybody wears freeze curls anymore. But back when we used to do freeze curls, you were using curling wax. So the wax pops and cracks. The wax pops and cracks because when you add the heat, it goes into its, like a wetter form, and then it freezes. And and you're spritzing, so you'll hear the spritz, but you're not spritzing while the spritz don't touch the curling iron. The spritz is on the hair. It didn't make sense. I don't know what the hell Miss Adele was doing, but she needs to stop. And listen, whenever Cherry washed her hair fell out to the point that she ended up having to have her hair cut. And you seen from pictures that she literally lost length. She had to go into like a whole bob. Like she just cut it down into like a bob. I'd say she lost at least like 2-3 inches of hair throughout that whole little thing. And she didn't ever say anything. She said Adele never said anything. So now we go, they're in the surveillance room, and Tamar and Cherry. Adele is meeting with Johnny, again, under false pretense. She thinks she's interviewing. And when she came in, I said, oh, here we go, Tamar. Tamar's sitting watching the woman come in. She gonna say, oh, child, wait a minute. She ain't got no edges either, is what Cherry said. I didn't even notice that she ain't got no edges. I said, now, y'all just being shady now. Y'all being shady. Very shady. And then Tamar continued on throughout the episode and looking at the woman through surveillance cameras and saying, child, her edges ain't, she ain't got no edges, and it's really stressing me out. I said, what? Shady. Anyway, so Johnny does his thing, busts out the pictures. You remember this, class? She's like, oh, yes. Oh, yeah. We had a little snafu. I said, a snafu? What that mean? What did that mean, honey? That mean you done balled her up, honey. And she sat up there and told him just as nice. Oh, yes, I told her, so I had this curling iron, and, it malfunctioned, and it got a little too hot. And I had told her, that was the problem. Child, Tamar was loving it. She said, come on, girl. They come flying out, bust her down in the line. And I was like, now, Mr. Dale, you need ass whooping. Because you sat right there. You deserve to be embarrassed. You deserve to have your ass whooped. You sat there and you lied. And I'm like, oh, this is terrible. But busted in the lie. Ended up going to the sympathy. Well, I wasn't really getting much work. Because you ain't no good hairdresser. And I mean, to the point where you're telling me you using, I was trying to use it until I could get something together with it. You using broken flat irons, knowing that they're broken and malfunctioning. And because girl, the post office. Do you understand? Read my lips. Come in close to the camera. Girl, the post office. They're hiring. Get your ass down there. You crazy, girl, using broken stuff on people's hair. You needed your ass whooped. Then and now. Anyway, so she goes on with that whole thing. So listen, Cherry still goes through with the show and allows for redemption. So we go with the lesson. He was teaching, Johnny taught Adele how to install a clip-on fall. I said, okay. So they ain't messing with no curling irons with her because she ain't got no curling irons because she's trifling. So they like, girl, we just going to do a little natural style. So they did like a little 2-strand twist, rolled it up. The front part, rolled them up on some cold wave rods, the big ones. And put the fall in. Child, when she went to go clip it the fall, and it's like, girl, clip it in. She trying to clip it. She yanking hair and popping and cracking hair, trying to clip it in. I said, letter sorting. That's what you need. Letter sorting. Honey, and then Cherry's sitting there and she said, honey, in a minute they are going to need security. I said, I know that's right. Anyway, I can't even get mad at her. But this she had nerve to say to her once they were getting to, girl, she's taking her little things out. She said, once you go on set for the show, she was on Punky Brewster's, the show she was on. I heard they're doing a reboot. If you want to take me on set with you, for what? For what? Girl, they ain't said they was hiring for no janitors or nothing like that on the set. Because other than that, if you ain't doing cleaning up garbage and stuff, I don't understand what else it is that you think that we want you to do. We don't want you to cook. We don't want you to do, definitely don't want you to do no hair. Nothing where you have to bring anything that works that may malfunction because you're not going to tell us. So I said, she's just a mess, but she did it. They brought in a friend. Did the reveal. The hair did look nice. It looked nice, but it just it wasn't much she could really mess up with that. It was a fall and a 2-strand twist and roll it up, go in the dryer, get done, unroll. Of course, she could have did that herself. Listen, let me tell you something. Adele, hang up your irons. But whatever, Johnny actually gave her 2 bags of brand new irons. You know, gifted her brand new irons and stuff. I said, you need to do that. She didn't need a gift of curling irons. You're setting somebody else up, y'all. What she needed was a ride to the local post office. Later.